I'm going to be a mess right now. I've been not well. I've not been well. I can't even type. I'm still shaky. We had a virus, a very bad one. It's been going around Cape Town. Anyway, I won't go into that. Let's just say I took my teen daughter to the doctor on Tuesday. She had to have a drip. Drove myself to hospital yesterday. I had to have a drip. So I'm shaky. I'm weak. But I just felt like I can't let a week go by without something from me directly. So here it is. Mums, 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 mums. What is your legacy? Or what legacy do you want to leave behind? I'll relate a few snippets. And I want you to ask yourself, is that the legacy you want your children to have? Is that the memory you want your children to have? It's all fair and fine for strangers to think you're wonderful, but is that what matters the most? You didn't birth those strangers. You had these children. So we come to a young man who was diagnosed with autism and global developmental delay. He had many issues and chromosome issues as well. He wasn't doing well at school, progressing well at school, and his parents would not accept that. His parents would not accept that he needs extra support. So what did they do? They denied him the extra support. Instead of helping him to be the best version of himself they could be, they wanted him to be the version of themselves that they thought they would have when they had him. They wanted him to be an extension of themselves. And I've seen it in a mother as well, who said something similar to me, when she said, but I'm intelligent. Why isn't my child as intelligent as I am? Like, how could I give birth to this? That's how it comes across. But our children are not extensions of us. They are their own being. They are their own person. And as soon as we recognize that as parents, the better everything will be. Because then we will respect them for who they are in their entirety. It became so bad that his school teacher, this young autistic man, the school teacher started answering his questions because his parents were not agreeing with the school and they wanted to provide supports. Isn't it sad? He's in Europe where there was lots of help for him. Where they would have helped him flourish in who he is. But his parents refused. We can't have a child like that. He has to be normal. And so his teacher would have to answer his questions because they realized that all they were doing by reinforcing or reminding the parents that the child needs support, academic support, was that he was being punished by his parents. So the teacher would answer his questions, answer his papers, answer his tests. Later on, he moved on to an institution for young people. He didn't tell his parents what was going on. After all, it was his fault that he was there in the first place. It was an institution for people with special needs. He was molested there, sexually, penetration, done by the workers in the institution. 21 years old. He couldn't tell his parents that he needed to get out of there because his parents didn't love him. And that's the thing. Love is shown by action. If I don't accept you, that's not love. That already shows I don't love you. So he didn't tell them. He's older now. He loves his Lego. They don't accept that. You're an adult now. Act like a normal adult. Wow. Even normal adults, you will find normal adults who play with Lego. I can't even call it play, who build, who construct with Lego. But they can't even accept that. They can't even accept his creativity. All they see is abnormality. You're hurting your child. We see how broken he is, that his parents don't love him. You may shout to all the world, I love my son, I love my son. But your son knows you don't. Love accepts. Love tolerates. Love understands. Love supports. Love enables. But what they did was to disable him. You come across the 13-year-old girl whose mother, here in Cape Town, whose mother sold her. She allowed men to come and sleep with her, even her own boyfriend. with her 13-year-old child just so she could get money for drugs. She would go out and tell the world, I love my child, but she let the world hurt her child. So you've got parents who hurt their children themselves, and because they've hurt their children, the children cannot ever come to them and tell them, someone else is hurting me. I mean, if their parents didn't care that they are hurt, why would they care when someone else is hurting them? You've got parents who inflict hurt on their children themselves. That's not motherhood. And that's where I was going. I was reminded of this topic by a few things. One was all these memes about how wonderful mothers are, but what reminded me to do it today, even though I'm not feeling well, was something I came across on Friday in the worst of my sickness. They were talking about how grandmothers love their grandchildren even more than they love their children, even more. And they were saying, no, it's not that they love their grandchildren more than they love their children. It's that they're less stressed about the other parts of parenting, so they can show their love in a better way, in a deeper way. It was something along those lines. But I can't relate because I never felt loved anyway. So I can't say whether my mother loved my children more than she loved me. I can't say because, wow. Actually, I can say. And let's go back to that. I'm going to play some snippets of what my children said. I asked them just off the cuff. What is a mother to you? And then I thought, let me ask about grandmothers. Okay, so what comes to mind? The wall is the children. As you can see, this is this is my angel's artwork. It's a hospital, right?
Yeah, it used to be now.
It used to be a hospital. Ooh, it's an interesting hospital. Okay? Okay, so what comes to mind when I say the word mother? What do you think of when you think of a mother? What should they be like? You can both put up your hand and I'll pick you. Yes, Mickey? Oh, yes?
It's very kind, and it's something which
Amy, you can add when he has a pause.
a mother is someone who cares for you when you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
So a mother is, what did you say, Mickey?
That.
What did he say, Amrita? Do you remember? Okay.
Someone who cares.
Someone who's caring, yes. Someone who looks after you when you're sick. Mm-hmm.
And someone who lets you do something.
Mm-hmm.
And they let you eat when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And will tell us what to do, which is will stop us from doing something which is bad.
Okay, so a mother will stop you from doing bad things. And what about safe things or unsafe things? Will she give you any warnings? Or must she just let you do anything you want to do?
She'll give us warnings.
Okay, so she'll keep you safe?
Yes.
All right, Eleora is 17. She's my 17-year-old daughter. I'm just going to ask her off the cuff. She's not prepared for this question. To you, when you hear the word mother, what should a mother be like? What should a mother do? What does the word conjure up for you?
Someone who is considerate, someone who's kind, someone who's thoughtful, someone who, if you have problems, you can talk to them without worrying that they will not care about what you're going to say. What's what you're going to say? Does that make sense?
Yes, someone who will care about what you have to say.
Yes, who will give you a listening ear.
Mm-hmm. Why are you laughing? Understanding, compassionate, kind.
Yes.
Okay. When you think of the word grandmother, what do you think?
What do you mean what I think?
When you think of the word grandmother, what comes to mind?
How can you used to be?
Which is?
She was very nice to everybody. She would hug us all the time. She would be very kind, and she'd take us out sometimes. and it says and talk.
Oh, when you were
That's
much
actually
younger,
baby. That's what I did notice.
you noticed you became distant.
Yes.
Did you have any feelings about it? Did you wonder why?
No.
You didn't wonder, but you could sense it.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. That's exactly where I was going with the video that I'm going to do.
Ah.
Thank you. All right. This is my 17-year-old son, Bukosi. Hey, I've got too many children. I was going to call him by my 8-year-old son. Okay, my 18-year-old son. Did I say 17?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Exactly.
Did I say 17? Oops. 18-year-old son, Bukosi. When I say the word mother, again, like with my daughter, I haven't prepared him. I haven't prepped him. Just want him to ask me or tell me what comes to mind when I say the word mother. What qualities, characteristics, behaviors what comes to mind? What is a good mother?
Someone who will care for you if you're hurt, who will listen to your problems, who offers good advice, who loves you unconditionally even when you mess up badly. Firm but kind. Is interested in your developments, spiritual and everything else. Wants to see you succeed. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I say the word grandmother, what comes to mind? When you picture a grandmother, what comes to mind?
Someone who always going to be very happy to see you. Someone who I always pictured someone who'd be would go to the house and see you in an apron doing something in the kitchen.
You'd go to your house, or you'd go to
Would
their
you go
house?
to their house? Yes.
Okay.
And they'd be with an apron, and they'd always make time for you. They love all their grandchildren, and really want to see them. And yeah, someone who you will really love, and they'll really love you.
Okay, so that's the kind of grandmother you'd want me to be if you have children.
Yes.
Is that the grandmother you experienced?
Not really.
Not really. Thank you very much for your honesty.
You're welcome.
All right, so you heard what mother is and what grandmother is. And I was really heartbroken by something my teens said about how their grandmother changed when we adopted. I thought we had protected them. I really thought we had kept them safe from the negativity. But they knew Granny doesn't love us anymore. Or because we opened up our hearts to love even more people. Does that make sense to you? Is that love? And so I wanted to correct something that was said at my mother's funeral about how I am what I am because of her. Definitely not. I am an adoptive mother, despite the fact that she hated that. I am a homemaker, despite the fact that she kept telling me I should go out and get money to give to her. I am a very loving, generous person, despite the fact that she wanted all my money to go to her. I am loving to other people, not because I want them to praise me, which is what she was like. She would tell me, oh, the problem now with being a pensioner is that I can't go give people food and then they won't know that I'm a wonderful person anymore. They won't praise me. I don't give because I want to be praised. I give because people have problems and I want to help them. I want to solve the problem as much as I can. I am what I am despite who my mother was and despite the fact that I am not what my mother wanted me to be. And that's the irony. I am not what my mother wanted me to be. I mean, let's go to the body part. You all know how I was shamed for everything. My looks, my lips, my hips, my legs, everything. And it's not that we want to walk around the world thinking, we are beautiful, I'm so beautiful. But it's the fact that every time a mother tells the child that they are not, they walk around town thinking, I am not. And they shrink into themselves. And you take away the natural self-confidence that God gave them by stripping them of it We don't all want to walk around feeling like we're supermodels, but we don't want to walk around feeling like we're monsters either. And that is why it is so damaging. Anytime you belittle your child or mock them or tell them they are ugly, they walk around thinking, that's the thing, they walk around thinking everyone is looking at me and everyone is saying, oh my word, why does this woman look like a man? That's how it is. And that's why I beg you, this is my last question, my last request. I beg you, moms. I was reminded of this what I'm saying now because of a young lady who told me about a mom who has damaged her child almost irrevocably because she kept, also like mine, telling her how ugly certain body parts were, how messed up they were. I can tell you this, mom, if you remain like that, your child will not be able to grieve you when you're dead. Your child will not have the ability to mourn you like other people mourn their mothers. We can't even celebrate your life. There are posters and memes and passages and poems about a mother has your back, a mother supports you, a mother will fight for you, a mother will cheer for you when no one else will. That's not what you do though. That's what a real mother does. But our mothers fight against us. Our mothers tell people things that aren't even true. That's the narcissistic mother thing. You can look it up. Look for all the narcissistic mother videos. That is what I had. And so we have mothers who, when we see those memes, we just pass. We pass because it's not true for us. Our mothers don't support us when we want to become great mothers who love. They don't want us to be that kind of mother. Our mothers don't support us when we want to mother other children who don't have mothers. Our mothers don't support us when we want to give our best and be our best. When we do things that aren't even, not even only not against the law, but make the world a better place. Shouldn't you be proud of us when we make the world a better place? When we leave a positive mark? When we may not be able to change the world, but for 1 or 2 children, we can change their worlds. It's sad that I come across strangers who are impressed with who I am, and yet I know that my mother hated who I am. So we can't celebrate you when you're alive. You know, the day my mother died, I went to the house, and as I walked, I got out the car and I thought, oh, let me try and button up my jacket. Let me try and hide because my mother is going to tell me again that you're fat. Shouldn't we be walking into the house grieving that you're gone instead of worrying about what you will say about us, what negative thing you will say? And only as I stepped closer, I thought, oh no, I'm here because she can no longer say those biting remarks anymore. I can't describe how it is to mourn someone who didn't leave a positive mark. Yes, I have memories, good memories, dancing, playing songs, but what is overarching are all the other times. The times that shouldn't have happened, the times that shouldn't have existed, the things that shouldn't have happened, the beatings, the whippings, the negative comments. And the thing is, we love you. That is what's so sad. We love you and we want your approval. That's what we're taught. Mothers approve of their children. So when I had my hair short, my mother said, I can't wait for your hair to be long. Then at least you'll look better. My hair grew long, but now I was fat. My hair grew long, but still my lips were still bad. Even nothing I could do could make my mom approve of me. And that is a very big burden to put on a child who never asked to be born. Love us. Love us.